Thank you for coming. My name is Rob Castagna. I'm the Director of Health, Physical Education, and Athletics, and I'm honored to invite you here and be with you here at our Senior Athletic Awards ceremony. For housekeeping purposes, our emergency exits are here on the side in the back of the room. If should there be an emergency, look for an administrator with a red lanyard on if any instructions are needed or if you need any assistance with anything at all this evening. To the seniors, it's important for us to take this time to reflect on a record-breaking year. We'll all hear about that record-breaking year and as this night progresses, and to celebrate all of your accomplishments. Thanks to everybody who contributed to the video that was playing. Maybe when you walked in, I know I saw some families watching it in the cafeteria. So thank you for those who contributed to the video and for Mr. Alcantara for capturing all of the information and putting it together and putting it to music. At this time, I'd like for you to please rise for the singing of our national anthem by Valentina Marino, Byram Hill Senior.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Thank you all very much.
We're extremely thankful that our administration and Board of Education support our athletic program, and I'd like to acknowledge and thank our superintendent, Dr. Jen Lamia, our school board president, Mia DiPietro, and our principal, Mr. Chris Walsh, for their support. At this time, I would like to introduce our first student speaker, Charlie Jacobs.
Make sure this thing's working. All right, I'm Charlie Jacobs. For all of you that do not know me, I have been the voice of the Bobcats for the past 3 years, starting in my sophomore year, and I want to thank Dr. Lamia for that. I met with her going into that year. She was the one who set me up with this. I also want to thank Mr. Castagna, Mr. Alcantara, and Mr. Saunders for everything they've done, my time here at Byram Hills. And also, I wanted to thank all of the people who work behind the scenes, such as the bus drivers or the people who do the scoreboard, because they don't get as much love as they deserve, because they do a lot of work, and there's a lot that goes into every practice, every game, that goes over most people's heads. Tonight, I will read an excerpt from Citizens in a Republic called The Man in the Arena by Theodore Roosevelt. All of the athletes in this room had the courage to show up and put themselves out there, experiencing both the joys of winning and the agony of defeat. It is not the critic who counts, not the person who points out how the strong person stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. Doer of deeds, my bad. The credit belongs to the person who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming. But who does actually strive to do the deeds? Who knows the great enthusiasms, the great devotions? Who spends themselves in a worthy cause? Who at the best knows in the end at the triumph of high achievement? And who at the worst, if they fail, at least fails while daring greatly, so that their place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat. Before we introduce our first coach to announce the Sportsmanship Award, I would like to thank all of you for stepping into the arena and giving it your all. I hope all of you carry what you have learned over the past few years into your college and professional careers. And on that note, I would like to bring up our next speaker, the one and only Miss Jenny Croak.
Hello, good evening. Sportsmanship has no statistics to record, yet it's something that exudes from the player, elevates the team, and makes competition better. Knute Rockne, legendary Notre Dame football coach, said, "One person practicing sportsmanship is far better than 100 teaching it." And that captain, that role model, is Anila. She is that one athlete. It is my true pleasure to be speaking with you about this exceptional young lady. I know her as a smart, helpful student, role model in our Byram Hills community. She is talented, one of our top gymnasts, should be one of our flyers, but bases and does whatever the team needs for successful stunting, always leads the cheers with enthusiasm, and the first to be dancing when the music starts. I have gotten to coach her for the past 2 fall seasons, where she has been our MVP for the past 2 years. In addition to her athletic prowess, she never missed a practice, always found ways to make the team better, and was always doing what was right, even if it was not an easy decision. Her winter coaches said, "Anila embodies the image of sportsmanship. Not only is Anila respectful of her fellow athletes and coaching staff, she encourages and supports the success of other teams." Anila displayed an exemplary example of what it's meant to be a cheerleader through her qualities of respect, encouragement, motivation, and honesty. Simply being herself. Anila set a standard of sportsmanship and brought out the best from her teammates. It is an honor to have been able to be her winter cheerleading coach for the past 2 seasons. We wish her nothing but the best in her future endeavors. Please congratulate Anila Asif on the 2024 Sportsmanship Award. And please help welcome Mr. Simon Burke.
Good evening. My name's Byram Burke. I'm proud to be the football and flag football coach here at Byram Hills. The first award I get to give out tonight is the Sportsmanship Award to a male athlete. When we think about what it means to be a top scholar athlete, this young man embodies all of that. This is just my third year at Byram Hills, and he managed to be a 3-year starter on the varsity football team, so I literally don't know life at Byram Hills campus without Captain Jack. To talk about Jack Quinn, there he is. To talk about Jack Quinn, to start on the lacrosse field, where he was even more impressive. He was a 4-year starter in the lacrosse net. To be a goalie is to be one of the most knowledgeable people on the field, and to constantly face fear and failure, right? Goals get in, and that just happens. You have to continue to persevere and lead people on, and you're going to be met with a whole lot of public failure, and you keep striving and you keep getting better. So to do that as a freshman through his senior year is impressive. Not only that, he is now the all-time leading save leader in Byram Hills lacrosse. And in the idea of being a scholar athlete, he also earned an academic All-American on the lacrosse field. On the football field, he was a 3-year starter on the offensive line and as a middle linebacker. Often undersized physically, he didn't let that stand in his way of being tougher and smarter than his opponents. His teammates recognized him as a captain, as a junior, because of the person he is on and off the field. Coaches in the area recognize him as a first-team All-League and a first-team All-Section. A national body recognized him as a Golden Dozen Award winner for being a scholar athlete. His teammates recognized him as an MVP, and Hamilton College recognized him as a player worth having on their college football roster. It's hard to think about Byram Hills without athletes like Jack. He's one of those people you want in your locker room. He's a student you want in your classroom. I'm lucky to have known him. Our Sportsmanship Award winner, Mr. Jack Quinn. I'm pleased to introduce Coach Tara Ryan.
10 weeks out, people. We can do it. All right. This athlete is one of the top academic students and athletes in Byram Hills. She has been able to balance a heavy workload of school while being a top performer on the field and the court. Grace Corelli has taken 6 AP classes. Yeah, Grace. I told you to come. Grace has taken 6 AP classes, is a high school science ambassador, chemistry TA, and a peer tutor. In her free time, she is a St. Patrick's religion teacher, CYO coach, and volunteers at the Bristol Assisted Living Center. Grace has had a fantastic 4 years on the varsity soccer team, where she was a starting midfielder who led her team in assists and was also named captain. She was a 5-year member of the varsity basketball team, where this year alone, she received all league honors, all section, heavily assisted our team in winning the league title. She became a 1,000-point scorer, nominated for the Low HUD Player of the Week multiple times, won the Isabel Costa All-Academic Team Selection, and was selected as a Con Edison Award winner. Grace was also named MVP of our league for the past 3 seasons. Grace will be continuing her basketball career at the University of Rochester, where she was accepted into a 4.5-year special program where she will double major in biology and nursing. Her results are a combination of organization, motivation, and pursuing one's purpose in life. She is kind, she is caring, and she is very competitive. It is an honor to invite Grace Corelli up to receive the Lynn Rosenthal Memorial Scholar Athlete Award. Next up, the one and only Mr. Allen.
This past weekend was the 80th anniversary of D-Day, June 6, 1944. I'm reminded of the greatest generation, especially because we just probably came off the greatest season of sports here at Byram Hills. So with that, tonight we're going to hear some quotes from the President, 33rd President of the United States, Harry Truman. Truman once said, "It's amazing what you can accomplish if you do not care who gets the credit." And for 4 years, Zach Perro did exactly that. A true leader And a true captain on the playing field is one that leads his team to victory with little concern for his name appearing in the paper. And each and every day, Zach just simply showed up. He led his team this year as a captain to an 18-3-4 record, first regional championship in 10 years, and his work ethic and desire to become a better leader served as great inspiration for not just the team, but for his brother Ryan, who joined the team halfway through the season. As an athlete, his greatest contributions were his intensity, his speed, which was highlighted, of course, by his streaming, flowy, beautiful hair, and his impassioned sense of duty to carry his team to victory. Yet my most famous memory of Zach was watching him lead our group at the cottage school this year, where it's clear his history of love and compassion and support for the at-risk students was in great abundance. In talking to Ms. Greenwald about Zach, she said he was one of 20 Westchester County finalists for science research, but he'll be remembered more for helping others and being there as a support. Coach Locker, in referring to Zach, says he's one of the hardest working players I've ever coached. He would give the jersey off his back and sacrifice for his teammates if need be. Teammate and fellow captain Connor Bokel says, I enjoyed being co-captain with Zach. He was passionate about everything he did, and he pushed everyone to be the best they could be. Byram Hills will miss Zach as he heads off to Vann University. We know he'll become a thread of the tapestry there like he has here at Byram Hills. Tonight he receives the William McCoy Scholar Athlete Award. Mr. Zach Barrow. Harry Truman once said, a pessimist is one who makes difficulties of his opportunities, and an optimist is one who makes opportunities of his difficulties. This year, the optimists took home the ultimate award for scholar athletes in Westchester County. It is known as a Con Edison Scholar Athlete Award. It is a weekly prize given out 32 times over the course of the sports calendar, and we took home 3 awards. Each of these athletes were at first nominated by their respective coaches, then their applications helped along by the guidance department, who contributed a recommendation, and ultimately submitted to a committee every week for consideration. We celebrate these 3 winners whose resumes demonstrate a ton of volunteer work, an incredible GPA, high test scores, along with incredible sports leadership and achievement. Congratulations to these 3 athletes who leave behind an amazing legacy. We're going to have all 3 of them come up to take a picture. Connor Bokel, Grace Corelli, and Anastasia Burns. Okay, next I'd like to call up Mr. Scott Saunders.
Coach Allen, I wasn't prepared to quote any presidents. I'm sorry about that. And Coach Croak threw me for a loop when she threw out some Newt Rockne. I thought we were getting Nick Saban for sure. So thank you for that change up there. But really wanted to congratulate all of our senior athletes for being recognized tonight and all of our programs on a truly historic year. Just a huge round of applause for all of you. Thank you so much. We also want to take a moment to acknowledge that none of that success could have been possible without the hard work and dedication of our wonderful coaching staff. Their commitment to excellence and passion for developing student athletes have been instrumental in our success. So please join me in another round of applause thanking all of our coaches on such a great year. So I have to take a moment to appreciate truly an exceptional individual. Tonight, we honor Jenny Croak, a legendary figure here at Byram Hills, who will be retiring in a few weeks after an incredible 31-year career. Kevin Devaney, thank you for that picture. We appreciate that. Jenny, you've been an integral member of our athletic and physical education programs, and tonight we want to present you with the Byram Hills Lifetime Achievement Award. You're not getting off that easy. It's okay. Let's take a moment to appreciate Jenny's impressive career stats. Over the past 3 decades, she has taught at Coleman Hill and Byram Hills High School, shaping the minds and bodies of countless students as a physical education teacher, health teacher, and creator of the sports science and nutrition elective. More importantly, it's at Byram where Jenny met her husband, Hall of Famer, Coach Bob Croak, and their 2 girls, Maggie and Haley, both excelled in the classroom and in the athletic program here. Jenny's coaching resume reads like a catalog of athletic excellence: varsity cheerleading, varsity girls basketball, varsity flag football, which, by the way, she spearheaded with a number of our student athletes last year and literally brought the sport to our school, something we've never had before, and Jenny was the driving force behind that. JV boys tennis, modified soccer, modified cross country, and modified track. I'm pretty sure there isn't a sport that she hasn't coached. Did I leave anything out? And dance, and dance this year. I once asked her if there's anything she couldn't do, and she said yes, sit still. As if her plate wasn't full enough, Jenny also served as the advisor of the Great Activities Board, organizing the homecoming pep rally, the homecoming event really, and the senior fashion show. I would be remiss if I didn't mention that you've been my work mom over the course of the last 21 years, reminding me to eat my vegetables and never miss a deadline. You were part of the interview committee that hired me, and since then you have supported me throughout my career every single step of the way. If my team was playing in a big game, Jenny and Bob were there to support. From Boulder Stadium in Rockland to Binghamton, New York, you and Bob were always my biggest fans. Of course, we spent a lot of time together at work, and that overlapped into a wonderful friendship in which I've had the pleasure of seeing your 2 girls grow up and you being there for my 2 kids. Our families have shared major milestones such as weddings, graduations, celebrations, vacations, and much more. Jenny's dedication goes beyond her professional achievements. She has touched the lives of her students and colleagues with her support and her encouragement. Her office has been a safe haven for anyone needing advice, a pep talk, or just a good laugh. As a type A personality, you've probably organized your retirement plans down to the minute. I can just see you, color-coded calendar in hand, ready to tackle retirement with the same vigor and enthusiasm you've brought here to Byram Hills. Your tireless dedication and heartfelt commitment to our athletic program have made you an irreplaceable part of Byram. Congratulations, Coach Croak, on your well-deserved Byram Hills Lifetime Achievement Award. We wish you all the best in your retirement. Now I'd like to introduce our guest speaker, a man who has revolutionized high school sports coverage in Section 1 athletics and has become synonymous with the term bracketology. Former Eastchester student athlete, LoHUD sports reporter, MSG varsity reporter, Armonk resident, and current vice president of digital content for Local Live, my good friend Donna's husband, Mr. Kevin Devaney Jr.
To follow Coach Croak after that is going to be tough. But I'm going to tell you something. That picture that was up there is of Coach Croak and my wife. My wife is going to hate that that picture was up there for so long because it was like a weird shot of her, but she's very proud of her great friend. Coach Croak has touched the lives of so many people in 31 years. I don't know if anybody has been more influenced than the number one person in my life, which is my wife, Donna, by Coach Croak. So of all this, she was her teacher, her coach, became her best friend, attended our wedding in Mexico, and so special to be here and speaking to all of you tonight on a night when Coach Croak gets honored like that. As Coach Saunders said, I'm just honored to be here, and especially this year. We have a lot to celebrate here tonight. As Coach Saunders said, I'm an Armonk resident. My wife and I moved here in 2012. We have 3 children in the schools. This fall, we're going to have a son in Coleman, a daughter in Wampus, and a daughter in Crittenden. So we're going to get to have 3 schools, 3 buses, 3 different lunch schedules, 3 different winter concerts to attend, just all the great things that come with being in this district and having 3 different schools. When we got married in 2011, we had to figure out where we were going to live. We lived in a 2-family house in Yonkers, and we said, well, where are we going to move to? And I was about 15 or 16 years into my career as a sports writer and sports broadcaster. So I cover this from Westchester, from Yonkers all the way to Poughkeepsie. So I had a very good, intimate knowledge of every school, of every youth program, of every athletic department, of every superintendent of schools. I chose here, not just because she went here. We had to pick of any school district we wanted to be in. We chose Byram Hills for all the things that I assume that all the parents in this room chose to live here as well. We looked around, and obviously, you look at the academics are as good as it gets, theater, the community itself, but obviously, the number one thing, we needed a good sports program. So we came here to Byram Hills. And we have to just acknowledge first the man who's probably as responsible as anybody for taking Byram Hills. When I first started working in sports, Byram Hills was a baseball school, a girls' soccer school, and they were pretty good at basketball sometimes. And now what they've become is an all-sports school. And a big credit to that goes to Mr. Castagno. I met Coach Castagno when he was at Rye, managing the craziness that goes on in Rye athletics, which is mostly revolves around the one football game against Harrison they have every year. And Matt, if you can do the Rye-Harrison football game as an athletic director, you could pretty much do anything in this job. But one of the things when he left Rye to come here, the thing that he brought was culture. And I thought that was something that maybe Byram Hills didn't have. And culture really means the ability to take good athletics, good resources, but hire coaches that you can depend on, you can put accountability into, and let them kind of run their show, and then take the community, the community that all this community wants to do is be successful and win. And we've seen it maybe this year more than ever. Coach Castagno is a big reason why. Mr. Saunders, I want to thank you for the introduction. Every time I drive past the Eagle downtown, I pass the state championship baseball plaque, which I will tell, I'm not going to give too many details. I had a very small part in helping win, right, Coach? I was 2014. I'm a very good internet sleuth. I was doing research to prepare for some broadcasts, and I discovered something, some information on a team that they were going to play in the state tournament, which I sent to him. He put into the game plan. They won the state championship. So I don't deserve a ring, but I think every time I drive by that, I feel pretty good. I feel pretty good about that. The coaches here are exceptional. All these people sitting here, Coach Burke, Coach Allen, Coach Ripa, just amazing, Coach Ryan. We feel so fortunate to have this nucleus of coaches that we have here in this district. But one person I have to shout out before I get into things is Charlie Jacobs, right? Charlie, you still here? Charlie's still here? We all know Charlie, right? We all love Charlie. Charlie likes to chat. Charlie likes to text at 1 o'clock in the morning about the Mavericks game and all this stuff. What are we doing tomorrow? He was my intern this year, this past spring, with my company's Local Live and with Game Day 1. And I've never had an intern, first off, who loves his school and the athletes and this community as much as Charlie loves Byram Hills. You are so fortunate as the athletes that were here in this district to have Charlie Jacobs be your number one advocate, his ambassador, and what he brings to this sports program, what he brings to the school, brings to this community is so special. He is going to be as hard to replace as any athlete in this room, and I loved having him as my intern this year. Charlie, thank you so much, man. So the point of all this is to acknowledge the fact that this senior class was a part of Byram. You're going to have to leave here and say you were Byram Hills athletes. And it's going to mean something when you go into college. It's going to mean more in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 50 years from now. You're going to reflect on your days as Byram Hills athletes. Even if you play college sports, your high school athletic years are some of the most important, some of the most special, and some of the best. I know this because I've attended my fair share of Byram Hills Hall of Fame dinners, banquets, right? So you helped, Coach Saunders helped bring this, Coach Allen helped create the Hall of Fame in Byram Hills athletics, right? And I sit there and I see people who have achieved incredible success in their lives. Literally people who've made millions upon millions upon millions of dollars. And there's two guys in particular, Jenny knows what I'm talking about. They talk about this 1983 football bowl championship game like it was the pinnacle of their lives, all the success they had, and it's because that's just how important high school athletics was to them, even to this day, even with all the success they had. But here's the thing that they don't have. They were not part of the 2023-2024 school year, which will, and I will say this as someone who's been in this business for 30 years, this is the greatest year in Byram Hills sports history, and it's not even close. Boys soccer won a section championship. They just beat the number 1 and 2 seeds. They went on to the state championship, lost to a private school. We're not going to talk about that, Coach. They go on. They play in the state championship. Unbelievable year. Volleyball wins a section championship for the first time ever. Never was a girls' volleyball program. Never was a great volleyball program until this year. This group of seniors helped make that happen. The girls' tennis team made it back to the section championship. They won the state championship years past, 2 section championships in a row. Boys basketball, they won a gold ball. The boys ice hockey team, this was not an ice hockey school. People didn't even know Byram Hills had an ice hockey team. They go on, they beat mighty Pelham. You win the section championship in hockey. The girls ice hockey team, it was a combined team. There's 2 girls from Byram Hills. They were a huge part of that team. Their first year, they won a section championship. Wrestling, another program that Byram was not known for wrestling. They won a section championship. Golf, Mike Torrey here. He goes on, plays in the state tournament, helps Section 1 win the New York State Championship. Hundreds of golfers in Section 1. He was one of 9 that make it to the state tournament. 2 girls golfers make it to the state tournament. They both finished in the top 10. Zara Gardam and Faith Petrino. I'm probably leaving people out, but this was, as we said, the greatest season. And then you even look at some of the smaller victories. Byram Hills flag football won their first ever playoff game in their second year as a program. The girls basketball team, which I watch, I have young daughters, they wanted to watch the girls basketball team. They started 3-8. They go on, they get back. They almost pulled off an upset in the playoffs. There are so many great stories in this program. There's obviously championships. There's going to be a lot of banners. The list goes on, and it is truly impressive. There will be banners in this school, and this is where being a resident and being a parent, what you guys did is so special. There's going to be 2023 and 2024 banners all around the gym for league championships, section championships, going to the state tournament. Your legacy does not end here because, as I said, I have a 5th grader, a 3rd grader, and a 1st grader. They were glued to watching the game broadcasts of the soccer team. Dad, are they playing tonight? What time do they play tonight? They wanted to watch. We had families, my kids' families. They're real soccer crazy nuts. They wanted to watch. They went up to Middletown and supported the program. We're talking elementary school kids. The county center, that picture was taken of me. It's funny because we had so many young families. They don't know what I do. They've never heard of Local Live. They're wondering, why are you on the middle of the court handing out the trophy to Byram Hills? But there was so many young families, so many young kids that went to the Westchester County Center to watch the boys basketball team beat Rye. Tyson Ripa is a legend in so many little kids' lives. I don't know Zachophobia, another one, just throwing down those crazy dunks. The girls volleyball team, my kids wanted to watch the NFHS broadcast, and people wanted to watch. The girls volleyball players in this room, you are going to breed success. All the championship teams, you're going to breed success so far beyond your years here at the high school. And I was asked you to come tonight and talk about athletics and importance of athletics. I'm more here just to say thank you. Because what you guys did, the senior athletes in this room, truly special, and your impact we felt for so many years to come. And I hope you guys come back and get to enjoy this young group, the 5th graders, 6th graders now that watched you guys win championships, and you guys get to enjoy it because you are very much a huge part of it. So thank you all, and I appreciate Mr. Castani having me here tonight, and I hope you guys all enjoy the rest of the evening. Congratulations.
Kevin, check the mail. I think your ring is in the mail. We'll take a look. It's with great pride and admiration that I present this year's Courage Award on behalf of Coach Artizone, who had some family obligations this evening and couldn't be here to present. This accolade is given to an individual who exemplifies strength in the face of adversity, courage in perilous times, and an unwavering commitment to their beliefs, inspiring others to stay positive and resilient. This year, the award goes to a remarkable senior who's truly embodied these qualities. Coach Artizone said, "It's not easy to return as a senior after an 0-16 season, but our seniors approached this year with passion, ambition, and vigor." Among these seniors, one athlete stood out with extraordinary resolve and tenacity. Despite facing significant challenges and intense pressure in her position, this senior's perseverance led to a drastic improvement in our team's performance. She played a pivotal role in our first tie, and just a week later, made an unforgettable penalty shot save on senior day, securing our first victory in 2 years. Reflecting on that moment, she said, "My favorite memory is definitely blocking a penalty shot on my senior day game. The energy from the team was electric, and then the penalty was called and everyone went quiet. When I blocked the shot, everybody went wild. That was definitely a defining moment for me." It's with immense respect and joy that we honor our field hockey goalie, Kiki Gavril, with the 2024 Courage Award. Congratulations, Kiki, for your outstanding courage. Next, I'd like to introduce our track coach, Coach Sean Flanagan, to the stage to present the male recipient for the Courage Award.
It is an honor to present the Courage Award to Brian Rippey. Brian's journey throughout high school and cross country and track and field is nothing short of impressive. He has garnered numerous accolades. Brian is all-league in 4 events: discus, long jump, triple jump, and the 4x100 meter relay. He and his teammates broke the school record in the short sprint medley relay this year, and this past weekend he was a vital part of the 4x100 meter relay team that took 6th place in the state championship. However, what distinguishes Brian is not just his impressive list of accomplishments, but the character and leadership he consistently demonstrates. In the face of setbacks that come with any athletic career, Brian has shown an extraordinary capacity to persevere. His strength is deeply rooted in his character. He has faced adversity head-on, displaying a level of courage that inspires those around him. Brian's ability to stand firm in his beliefs and commitment to encouraging his teammates and peers to stay positive and resilient speaks volumes about his leadership qualities. He leads by example, showing that true courage lies in not just achieving personal success, but in lifting others up along the way. You have shown us all that with determination and heart, we can overcome any obstacle and inspire those around us to do the same. Your courage and leadership have not only brought you personal success, but also has created a lasting impact within our community. Congratulations, Brian, on this well-deserved Courage Award. And now introducing Mr. Simon Burke.
Good evening again. It's my honor to recognize the Arete Award winner for female athletes. As we mentioned before, we had a trailblazing program in the flag football program that the legendary Coach Jenny Croak brought in. Let's give her one more round of applause, actually. And 2 years ago, we opened with a lot of fanfare. We had 43 girls who were super excited to be there, and it was fun, and it was new, and it's really exciting to be part of something at the beginning. And then the struggles hit, right? And just like in life, sometimes when the struggles hit and the smoke clears, those 43 people aren't always around. And the real ones stay, and the real ones stay, and they get better, and they keep working. This young woman, we'll get her name out there right away, Kylie Blackmar. She joined us as a junior, and all she did was continue to improve and improve. And then as senior year came around, a lot of the girls who were with us as their junior year started to think, senior year, spring, I don't know, maybe I'll find something. But Kylie was there. She was steadfast. And when we look at what we want from our athletes as young people, it's people who can do great things on the field, be leaders for their peers, but then also be willing to be kind and considerate to their fellow teammates who don't know as much, right? And Kylie picked up those new people around her, helped make them better. She even welcomed in our other two seniors who I see over here, Alana and Nicolette, and we had an awesome flag football season. We had our first playoff victory as a team, and when you look at what it means to start a program, you need people who are willing to lead and willing to persevere and do hard things. And Kylie Blackmar is the embodiment of what it means to be an award winner, and she's tonight's Arete Award winner. Let's please give her a round. I'd like to welcome up Coach Ashley Morales.
The Arete Award is presented to an athlete who exemplifies dedication, motivation, and perseverance in their sport and team. Throughout this year, Dario has demonstrated all of these qualities. From asking questions to improve to helping other team members, Dario has been a role model for all athletes, whether that's on the track or on the football team. Running is not a sport that everyone enjoys, and not every athlete participates out of sheer love for it. With Dario, it's different. His passion for running surpasses that of the average runner. There have been times where we had to tell Dario to stop running because he had already done more than enough. Mid-season, Dario suffered from a minor leg injury that prevented him from running. While most athletes would have taken this as an opportunity for a break, Dario did not. Instead, he showed up day after day, demonstrating remarkability, reliability, and responsibility. Whether it was helping others with their form, assisting me with timing, or tying another athlete's shoe, he was always there. Dario is a driven athlete who consistently strives to improve and motivates his teammates to do the same. This dedication is evident in his various school records. Last spring, Dario broke the 100-meter dash record. He followed this by breaking the 55-meter in the winter. And to cap it all off, him and his teammates, Brian Rippey, Tyler Mariscott, and Jack Herman, placed 6th at states this past weekend. His relentless pursuit of excellence has made him an invaluable member of our team. When the High Point University track and field coach called me to inquire about Dario, her main concern was not about his time, but his character. She wanted to know if he was lazy, if he cared about the sport, and if he was dedicated. And it was an honor to tell her that Dario is one of the best athletes she'll encounter at High Point because he is dedicated, motivated, and passionate about the sports. Congratulations, Dario, on this well-deserved Arete Award. I would like to introduce student speaker Lily Anshin.
Good evening, everyone. Standing here today, reflecting on my journey as a student athlete at Byram Hills, I'm filled with a profound sense of gratitude and pride. My 5 years as a member of the tennis team and Byram Hills athletic community have not only shaped my educational experience, but who I am as a person, a team player, and a leader. It may seem rather odd that I, a tennis player, am standing here today reflecting on the lessons of teamwork I've taken from my athletic experience. By design, tennis is centered around one's individual talent. However, being a part of the Byram Hills team has shown me that tennis requires teamwork as much as any other sport. All of the success we had came as a result of the community we built on and off the court. We pushed each other to work harder, cheered each other on, and gave purpose to each match. When I first began playing, I did not understand the true value in the team mentality. My goals and my focus were on individual success. However, this quickly changed as I watched the upperclassmen's camaraderie and belief in a mutual goal. They built a community in which each person was valued as a player and made an immense effort to encourage each other on. I learned about our team's reputation for cheering the loudest and supporting each other the most, even to the point that some other coaches despised playing us. In each practice and match, I watched the older girls embody this, and gradually, this sentiment was instilled in me. Each time I left the court, whether I won or lost, I found myself running to the next match to cheer on because they were equally as important as mine. When we went out there, we were not 7 individual matchups. We were the Byram Hills girls varsity tennis team, ready to take on our opponent. The belief in this team goal motivated me to persevere through each match and led our team to an even greater level of success, back-to-back state championships. In this environment, I learned the true essence of sports. Individual talent can only take you so far. Rather, it's the collaboration and unity of the team that leads to success. Here tonight, we have athletes who made tremendous achievements in their high school careers, whether it was receiving Con Ed Player of the Week, all section recognition, or even state honors. However, none of these achievements would have been possible without their team behind them, supporting them, motivating them to work just a little bit harder each practice. Sports teaches us the true value in a group effort, and I attribute my own growth as a leader to this. Here I've learned that true leadership means creating an environment in which we as players build each other up and put personal glory second. It means leading by example, whether in effort, attitude, or sportsmanship. Fostering that sense of belonging and belief in a mutual goal pushes people farther, raising the bar for future success. A leader who encourages others to succeed as well as themselves evokes collaboration and trust, allowing us to reach this goal that we are working toward. Some of you here tonight will continue your athletic careers. However, for many of us, our playing time has come to an end. Nonetheless, these experiences and lessons will remain pertinent. In life, we will be a part of many teams. In school, at work, or even in our families, we can use the fundamental values of teamwork sports has given us. I know that I will never forget my experience here, the matches I battled through, the great achievements, and the friends I made along the way. But most importantly, I will remember being a part of something greater than myself. Thank you so much.
Good evening. My name is Doug Carpenter, and I'm the Unified Basketball and Bowling Coach here at Byram Hills High School. I'm excited, and it's my honor to introduce our Bobcats of the Year. This will be by two different individuals. Sky Rosenblatt. Sky is a member of our Unified Basketball program for the past 3 years and bowling program. It is amazing to see her transform into an amazing leader, both on the lanes and in the court. Her positive attitude and sense of humor would paint smiles on the faces from all whom she would surround herself with. As a true point guard, Sky could often be seen navigating offense and defensive plays on the court, helping her teammates get in the best scenario possible to have success. In one of our games versus Eastchester, we were very low on players, and we told Sky that she was going to have to play the entire game without any substitutions, most likely. Not only did she do so, but she did so with a smile on her face the entire time. I would also like to introduce Allie Glusky. Allie has been a part of the Unified Basketball and Bowling program also for 3 years. Any casual basketball fan would be able to tell how much Allie cares about her team and her teammates by watching her on the court. Her pure joy and excitement is evident on every single possession of the basketball game. Allie can often be seen giving others hugs, high fives, and literally jumping for joy when others have success on the court. Allie has worked on her craft over the course of the past 3 years and made her impact felt as an aggressive defender and a reliable scorer. Allie might not be the tallest player on the court, but the void that she is going to leave on our team is nothing short of massive. Bobcats of the Year, Sky Rosenblatt and Allie Glusky. I would now like to introduce Mr. Jared Christian to the podium.
The Primetime Performer Award is a prestigious accolade bestowed upon an athlete who consistently excels under the most challenging and high-pressure situations. This award celebrates those who rise above the rest when the stakes are the highest, demonstrating exceptional skill, determination, and composure. Whether it's scoring the winning goal, making a crucial defensive play, or delivering a standout performance in a critical game, The Primetime Performer Award recognizes the athletes who thrive when the spotlight is the brightest and the pressure is the most intense. Listening to the criteria for this award, you should know what it's all about. Performing at your best when it's most important. In moments when the game is on the line, when your team is down, when you're on the brink of winning a title, or when you're about to make history. So here's some evidence of a 2023-2024 primetime performer in the sport of volleyball. In the first round and quarterfinals of sectionals, a combined 27 kills, 4 aces, 16 digs for the 2 matches. Moving on to the sectional semifinals, 27 kills, 3 aces, 12 digs. And then the sectional finals, 13 kills, 3 aces, and 10 digs. In that match, we found ourselves up 2-0, but down in the third set for most of the set. We were able to even the score at 20-all, 5 points away from the win and the title. Nicolette Vitage goes back to serve. We scored the next 5 points with her at the service line, finishing the match with an ace to win the first sectional title in Byram Hills volleyball history. She's not done. In the regional semifinals and the regional finals, a combined 35 kills, 8 aces, and 24 digs. And finally, in the state semifinal match, 20 kills, 1 ace, and 14 digs. She was all-league, all-section, Conference 2 Player of the Year, First Team All-State, Low HUD Player of the Year, Team Co-MVP, Bobcat of the Season. In the postseason, Nicolette had 122 of her 299 kills, 19 of her 72 aces, and 72 of her 230 digs. When it really mattered, she performed at her best. She gave us the chance to practice another day, to play another round, to spend as much time as possible together with the greatest team in Byram Hills volleyball history. Nicolette gave it her all. She is a prime-time performer. Congratulations. I'd like to now introduce Coach Ted Ripa.
So I am very honored to be able to present an award to someone who's very special to me personally, my son Tyson Ripa, who is also the Primetime Performer Award. So Mr. Christian talked about what it means to be a primetime performer. Basically, it's you rise up when the stakes require the most. And that certainly holds true for Tyson. It kind of has always growing up. I don't know if a lot of you know this, but before he came here, he was always kind of like one of the youngest, smallest in his grade. But yet, when the game was on the line, don't give him the ball because he's gonna beat you. Some people just have that. I think, though, it's not about always coming through in the clutch. It's about having that courage to take the shot. And I think that comes from a lot of work that goes unseen. And since he was this big, he's been shooting that shot, perfecting his craft. So he's always had the courage to take that shot. But also, he's got that competitive spirit where his desire to win way overshadows any fear of failure. And I think that's kind of what a primetime performer has. But here in Byram Hills, where we think, championships are kind of the criteria for greatness. To become a primetime performer, from being a good player to that, it requires you to kind of get over yourself and realize it's not about you, and it's about how you elevate those around you. And I'm going to give you a little example of where I kind of saw it change, and I don't even know if he knows this because it was in the background. So we're waiting to go out on the county center court. And like you're waiting by the court, the girls' teams, you can't go on the court until they finish. So we're just all waiting there, and the music's on, and some people are like dancing, some people are stretching, people are getting hyped, like they're going out for a 10-round fight. And there was one person who had a little bit different body language. They were very stiff, and they were kind of you could tell they were feeling the pressure. So I was concerned because this is a really important player for us. And I look over, and in his ear, I see my son just talking to him, just in his ear. I don't know what he said, but all of a sudden that body language went from like nerves to like shaking his head and being like, I got this. Needless to say, that kid went on with a monster performance where we don't win without him. But what it also did, I think, is because Tyson was worried about his teammates, he didn't feel the pressure himself. And there was a lot of pressure, right? The coach's son, the best player. We were there last year and we kind of got blitzed in the finals. So a lot of pressure could have been felt. But he was worried about his teammate. And because of that, I think he was able to rise up. And you guys, if you saw the game, you saw it anytime we needed a big shot, that's who it was. So it's been an honor and a real privilege to watch this experience over these last couple of years here in Byram Hills, and I'm really proud of the man he's becoming, and I can't wait to see what you're going to do at Union next year, buddy. Love you. Tyson Ripa. Mr. Allen, the legendary Mr. Allen.
Okay, I'm going to present Leadership Award on behalf of Coach Shealy, who is unable to make it this evening. I'm going to present the Leadership Award to Miss Anastasia Burns. So she gave me her speech. Anastasia, where are you? She gave me her speech. I'm just going to read it. It starts off with, Harry Truman once said, good name and honor are worth more than all the gold and jewels ever mined. Now, it's been an honor to work with Anastasia. Her passion for lacrosse and her relentless drive to improve and work harder is inspiring. She set a new standard for all athletes at Byram Hills. She's a remarkable leader, not only excelling in the field, but also in the classroom. As a student athlete on lacrosse field, she was a two-time captain, received the Con Ed Athlete of the Week, USA Lacrosse All-Academic Award, multiple All-Section Awards, All-League Awards, and she is currently, and it will last for a long time, she's the leading scorer in Byram Hills history with over 300 varsity goals. Despite her toughness and drive, she also has a unique ability to elevate the performance of those around her, making everyone better that she competes with. She does this outside of the field as well, as a mentor, athletic advisory committee, SALT, anti-Semitic club, peer tutor. It is a testament for all the things that she does for the character and skill that she leaves behind. American University is fortunate to welcome Anastasia for her collegiate lacrosse and academic careers. She will major in political science with a concentration in international affairs. And tonight she will take home the Leadership Award. And in addition, earlier on in the year, Anastasia also was awarded a scholarship for the Sylvia Rogers Award, which was for commitment to excellence, not only at the school, but also with her personality towards athletics, towards the commitment of being a Bobcat. And she will receive a $1,000 scholarship tonight as well. So you're receiving 2 awards. Congratulations, leadership, as we all know, and the Sylvia Rogers Award. Anastasia Burns. Harry Truman, now I'm done with Harry Truman. He's done. When your best leaders are your best players, your team is destined for success. And we won titles this year, and we advanced to the final game in the New York State soccer season because we had men. And one of those men was Connor Bogle. Connor was a bull defensively for us, and his acumen allowed us to play with 3 defenders in the back rather than a traditional 4 because he was so tenacious. The defense that he anchored yielded 13 goals in 24 games. And with the help of Gavin Nichols and Max Miller and Emmett Woland and a host of others, they pitched 14 shutouts on the season. His ability to control the line was second to none. It's a simple equation for us, really. Two great captains. You got Zach and Connor, and we just chose right. He's a two-time captain for us. He's only the fourth player in Byram Hills team history to be captain twice. This past season, he was a Con Edison Award winner, Byram Hills Leadership Council member, Science Research Scholar at the Hillman Center in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, peer tutor, AP Scholar, World History Honor Society, Staying Alive charity race volunteer, and the list goes on. His baseball coach, Bobby Jordan, states, "There are several qualities of a leader, and although Connor has many of these traits, the one that stands out for me is his adaptability, changing course in the face of adversity and continuing to encourage others." His fellow captain, Zach Perro, says, "Bogue plays with incredible heart and intensity, leading the team with passion. He's a player that every opponent hates to play against, yet every teammate loves to play with." With that, Connor seized the opportunity, and tonight, like Anastasia, he will go home with 2 awards. He's the male recipient of the Sylvia Rogers Scholarship, and he's also going to take home the Leadership Award. Connor Bokel. And those checks, by the way, are made out personally to you two, so Modern Barn after this. Harry Truman did say, "Man with father who makes great T-shirts is a true leader." With that, Javier, come on up here and be our next speaker.
Good evening, everyone. It's an honor to be here to speak tonight. And I want to begin by thanking the entire athletic department. Mr. Stagna, Mr. Saunders, all the coaches, you guys did an incredible job this year. It was a historic season for a reason, and that's not just the guys over on the right. That's everyone here, parents, coaches, administrators. It was incredible, and you guys are a huge part of that. We're all very lucky to attend a school that grants us incredible opportunities for athletic competition, with an athletic department that puts an incredible time and effort to ensure the best experience for the students. And as has been mentioned multiple times tonight, this was a historic year for Byram Athletics. I'd like to congratulate all of my peers on the hockey, soccer, basketball, volleyball, and wrestling teams for all of their successes this year. It's incredible that everyone here helped lead their teams to 5 sectional titles, especially considering our freshman year was marred by hybrid learning, where we didn't really know if we would have varsity sports. For a little while, it didn't seem like we would have a freshman hockey season. So we've all come a long way. As a Byram student, I also take a lot of pride in seeing our teams thrive in competition against schools that often have many more students than we do, or in the case of hockey, 5 schools that have many more students than we do. I had the great privilege of leading both our varsity hockey and golf teams as captain, and the experience I had this year is one I will never forget. This year we received incredible support from the administration and the athletic department that was absolutely integral to our success. From scrambling to find a new coach, which they did a pretty awesome job of, to organizing our trip up to Buffalo, Mr. Walsh, Mr. Stagna, and Mr. Saunders, and everyone else did so much to ensure the success of this team. And for that, I'd like to thank all of you. It was an incredible experience. High school sports are an incredible experience, too, especially at Byram Hills. And I feel very fortunate to have been a Bobcat on the hockey and golf teams for the last few years. Whether the next chapter in each of your athletic careers is competing at a high level in college, joining club sports, or kicking around in the backyard with your friends, I hope you all continue to enjoy the fun of competition and the friendships that it fosters. Good luck, thank you, and go Bobcats. And I'd like to introduce my favorite coach, my best coach I've ever had, Coach Patrick Bush.
Hi, everyone. I'm not used to this. They decided to give the new guy the biggest award of the night. Weird decision by them. They wouldn't even let me sit with like the VIPs. John and Fontaine and I are back there, so I had to go for a little bit of a walk. They also made me promise not to ramble too much, so everybody could go home. But I could ramble about this athlete for hours because he's a tremendous, tremendous kid, player. Just the experience I've had with him has just been amazing, and I'm very grateful to be in this situation that I am. This athlete had an extremely impressive senior year at Byram Hills with deep postseason runs in soccer and ice hockey. Each season bled into the next, but he continued to give his absolute best for all of his coaches with the same competitive demeanor that makes him such a tremendous athlete. He played a vital role in 2 Section 1 championships, 2 regional championships, a state semifinalist in hockey, a state finalist in soccer, and rounding out the offense for our lacrosse program with 0 breaks in between. There was concerns that he was going to be too tired for the lacrosse season with how much he was giving to the sport. As captain of our hockey program, Eric Cipriano led us to our first sectional and regional championships in school history while earning individual accolades as an all-league, all-section pick, low HUD first-team all-star, and league MVP. If you ask any of his coaches here tonight, they would agree that him graduating leaves an Eric-sized hole on our rosters. His competitive nature, leadership ability, and fun-loving personality have been crucial to our success and helped making this such a historic year for Byram Hills. Not only is he the athlete of the year for this season, it's emphasized even more with how good of a season this was for Byram Hills that Eric gets to be this athlete of the year. It's tremendous. I know we will miss him in the locker room and on the ice next season, but I'm extremely proud of what he has accomplished as an athlete and his growth as a young adult since arriving at Byram Hills. Thank you for everything, and a special thank you to Guy, Carrie, Joe, and Christian, and the rest of the Cipriano family for turning him into the man he is today. Good luck at JMU next year. The male Byram Hills Athlete of the Year, Eric Cipriano. All right, for the final award of the night, we're going to welcome back Coach Christian.
So I don't have to spend a whole lot of time talking about the criteria for the Athlete of the Year award. It's pretty simple. The person should have demonstrated some good sportsmanship, have great athletic ability, some leadership qualities, and earn some all-league, all-sectional honors. So in other words, the best we have. So let's use our imaginations for a minute. Imagine we're going to play something. We haven't decided what sport or game we'll actually play, but we're going to pick teams. Like have 2 captains and select the first round pick based on some athletic, competitive, really want to win and probably will kind of win qualities. So think about it. Look around the room. You got some pretty good options, and the choice is going to be tough. A decision that could determine the outcome of whatever game we're going to play. Now, you don't have too much time. You need this kid to give you and your team the best possible chance to win. It could be football, soccer, volleyball, basketball, lacrosse, or something else. Who's it going to be? If you had to pick a person in the room, when you knew what sport or game it was, it might be a little easier. Like if it were basketball, you'd probably pick Tyson. Great choice. But I'd pick his dad. Or if we were going to play volleyball, you'd probably go with Nicolette. Another great pick. But you should have picked me. But if you have to pick a kid, figuring out who it's going to be for this unknown sport or game will definitely be tough. That's kind of how this worked for Byram Hills in its selection. So how about this kid? All league in volleyball, basketball, and flag football. All section in volleyball and flag football. A sectional champion, a regional champion, an all-state, all-tournament team member, second team all-state, co-MVP for her team, most improved player for her team, Bobcat of the season in the winter. Her coaches describe her as competitive, energetic, honest, trustworthy, fun, motivating, always trying to get better, will do whatever it takes for success, a winner and a beast. With all of that, there's really only one choice. So who's this year's Athlete of the Year on the female side? The best first-round pick for anything? The best multi-sport athlete I have watched and had the opportunity to coach in all 26 of my years here at Byram Hills. I'm the lucky one who gets to tell you who Byram Hills picks, and our first-round selection is Alana Vitage. Congratulations.
Hello again. Eric, how many days of school do we have left? How many more days do I get to see you until, what, a few more days maybe? Listen, I'm still waiting for that hot dog from Buffalo. Yeah, right? Yeah, so I'm still waiting. So I've got another 2 weeks here. You can come bring me a hot dog because we get off the bus in Buffalo and there's a hot dog vendor right there. Eric decides to buy a hot dog for himself. I'm like, Eric, come on, we're all hungry here. He said, I owe you a hot dog, Mr. C. I'm still waiting for that hot dog. Congrats, Eric, you're a good man. So leadership, we heard a lot about leadership here tonight. Leadership is not easy. At times, it's extremely difficult. We have an awesome group of leaders, young leaders, mature leaders in this room. That's how you were able to put together a fall season that was off the charts, a winter season that followed that, and a spring season that said, yes, we're here too. We're also going to be off the charts. From all the hardware, you see some hardware. That's just a small gathering of the hardware that this group has collected that's going to fill the trophy cases outside in the hallway, right? So remember that. Remember that, and thank you, for Mr. Devaney, for the words that you had for the athletes. Thank you, because later on in life, right, that's where this comes together. It all comes together with leadership that stays with you, because leadership is not always easy, and you proved to us that the courage, the determination, you stick together as a team, and anything is possible. There's a lot of things that are possible once you stick together as a team. And the mentorship that you've left, that you've given to the younger athletes that have come to the homecoming games with sellout crowds in outdoors and indoors in our arena, in our gymnasium. That's all because of what you've done, that you've taken that leadership to the next level. You've done the right thing when the right thing mattered. So remember that. And it's one thing I'd like to ask everybody in this room to do tonight when you get home. The booklet, the senior ceremony program booklet that Mr. Alcantara and Mr. Melso put together. Please take note of the quotes from the senior athletes. It is so important. It is so important for what the coaches are doing. The coaches are working with our athletes, and the messages are taking shape. It's all about friendship. It's all about camaraderie. So I thoroughly enjoyed reading all of the quotes, and I encourage you to do the same when you get this booklet at home. Please take the time to read it, and take time to watch the videos if you didn't get to see them, because I know most of you didn't. So I hope that you enjoyed this presentation as much as I did. I'm honored to be here. The coaching staff, thank you again for all that you do. The athletes, thank you for what you've given us. But the parents, we haven't thanked the parents yet. So I would like please, athletes, join us. Coaches, I know you will. A nice big round of applause for the parents. For without you, this isn't possible, and your support means the world, and especially to your children. Thank you. So we have the media backdrop, the repeat backdrop set up in the cafeteria. There might be some desserts left there as well. And this concludes this part of the ceremony, or our ceremony. Please get home safely, and we'll be outside to take more photographs. And Ms. Cruz will be here if you need another photograph. Thank you very much for coming.